Oh, yes! Yes! Oh my god. Oh, shit. Oh my god. Freaking finally, dude. No fucking way. Okay. Oh, dude, if one of these last ones is Kuzan, I'm gonna freaking cry. Oh, that is amazing. Holy shit. Oh my god, please be Kuzan. Please be Kuzan. No. Oh, you bastard.
What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So as you guys just saw in that clip, yes, I did end up pulling Stampede Luffy from the current Sugo Fest out right now. Main reason for that is because the Stampede Sugo Fest wasn't that enticing to me. I was really hoping we were going to get Japan Sugo Fest, so I did a couple more pulls on the Kuzan Sugo, and lo and behold, we have Stampede Luffy who come to say g'day. So here we are in this video today talking about a showcase of this guy, Stampede Luffy. So before we actually get into the showcase, I want to just talk about the character himself and give my thoughts and opinions on him. So first of all, Psy Fighter Powerhouse, great class and type combinations in my opinion. Stats pretty good across the board there. His captain ability will boost Psy, Dex, and Strength characters attack by 4 times, and then also reduce damage taken by 20%. Already, that's very, very good. He also boosts his own attack by 4.5 times, so he's very self-centered, especially with his special ability. Very, very self-centered captain and special ability combination. He also will make Psy, Dex, and Strength slots beneficial to your Psy, Dex, and Strength characters, and he has an inbuilt utility mechanic where he resists 10 turns of Despair and Paralysis. This does stack with 2 Stampede Luffy friend captains, or with 2 captains, so you actually get 20 turns of Paralysis and Despair removal all the time with double Stampede Luffy, which is phenomenal. Great captain ability across the board. His special ability, 10 turn cooldown. I like that it's a really, really low cooldown because it does 120 times his attack in non-type damage to all enemies. He also boosts his own attack and his own slot effects by 2.5 times for 2 turns. And he will also boost his own base attack depending on how much HP you have left. Up to 1000 attack, also for 2 turns. So this is the thing that a lot of people don't like about this guy, is the fact that he is very self-centered with his special ability, and it means that, you know, the rest of your crew kind of don't do that much damage compared to what Stampede Luffy is doing. There are definite, like, positives to this guy, but there are definite negatives as well. The fact that he is very self-centered means that, you know, the fact that Stampede Luffy is the only one doing damage means that, you know, color affinity might not be as useful, because it'll only be good against int enemies, whereas, you know, if you have a variety of different characters, you could still go ahead and distribute your damage effectively. But because he's very self-centered, those type of effects won't work. You're basically focusing all of your damage onto this guy, but there are ways to enhance that damage, of course. You can use other abilities like conditional boosts and stuff like that, or support abilities. Support abilities would be very important for this guy because number one character that you'd probably want to run on this guy if you're just looking for raw damage output is the support Sabo. Unfortunately, I don't own him, and he definitely would have made some of these islands that you guys are going to be seeing in this showcase video a lot easier, but I digress. Let's talk about the rest of his kit. So he also has a crewmate ability of Psy, Dex, and Strength characters getting 75 base stats, and also he makes his own Dex, Strength, Recovery, and Tandem slots beneficial, so that's not too bad, but you're not really using him as a sub all that often. He does have pretty interesting potential abilities, so 7% damage reduction against int. He also has pinch healing, which I did use quite effectively here in the training forest you guys are going to be seeing. 1.5 times recovery healed below 50%, and he also has the ability to completely resist slot bind resistance, which is very important when we get into the training forest video as well, against the Big Mom Forest. Having that is really, really useful. So if you have Stampede Luffy, I would highly suggest maxing the slot bind like as the maximum priority, and the other two are whatever. He does have a really good support effect actually. 9% base stat total is added to Psy, Dex, and Strength. However, on the other hand, if you have a character such as, I don't know, Snake Man, he is definitely a much better character to use because you actually get more stats from him, especially after Limit Break Plus, and the fact is this Snake Man can be put onto any character in the game, whereas this guy's restricted to Psy, Dex, and Strength, so it is a little bit of a drawback there. But anyways, that's enough about talking about this guy. We will talk about him more as the showcase progresses, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the showcase. So getting into this showcase, I have 3 separate Coliseum clips and also a Training Forest clip for you guys. So with the Coliseum, the ones that are out right now are, you've got this one, which is Coliseum Hody Jones. You've also got Coliseum Doflamingo and Treble, and you also have Coliseum Kid. And the thing is with the Training Forest video against Big Mom, all of these bosses that you guys are seeing in this video, literally, these are not the type of bosses that you do not want to be running Stampede Luffy against. With Stampede Luffy, you predominantly want to be making sure you have that type advantage, right? You want to be having, your Psi units against the int characters, your Dex against Quick, and your Strength against Dex. However, unfortunately, in a lot of these different boss fights you guys are seeing, like, Stampede Luffy doesn't have a lot of type advantage in these situations. So it's kind of interesting to see the fact that, Stampede Luffy is still able to clear some of these events where he doesn't get that type advantage. And obviously, when he does get that type advantage with a lot of units on your team that have that advantage, it makes things a lot easier. Let me just say that. Another thing that would make things a lot easier when building Stampede Luffy teams is utilizing the support rare recruit Sabo. He is such a powerful unit, and if you guys don't understand why that Sabo is so good for Stampede Luffy, if you guys don't know what he does, basically what he states is that he boosts the base attack of Luffy when he uses his special by 1.5 times until you clear that stage. Now, it's not a 1.5 times attack boost, it is boosting his base attack by 1.5 times. And the thing about Stampede Luffy is the fact that when you use his special ability, he gives himself a base attack boost. So if you're at 20,000 or more HP, you get 1,000 base attack added to Stampede Luffy's attack. Now, he already has just over 2,000 attack with Cotton Candies and Limit Break, and then that makes it just over 3,000. And then you got to remember, the Sabo support effect will then multiply that by 1.5 times, because the base attack activates before the support ability of Sabo. So it makes it like one of the most absurd abilities in the game, because it basically makes it the fact that Stampede Luffy is like boosted in like a treasure map. And like events where he's boosted in an event, and characters will get like a base 2 times attack or base whatever times attack boost. It's kind of like having that, but all the time. It is an absurd ability, and it makes Stampede Luffy so much stronger, especially when you don't have type advantage. It makes him so much more stronger. Unfortunately for myself, I do not own the character. It would make things a lot easier. With the Coliseum Hody fight that you guys just saw there, it actually took me a few times to actually clear it. I was using a couple of different other characters on the team, but ended up finally finding a team that was able to clear it there. And definitely in the Training Forest, having that Stampede Sabo, well, not the Stampede Sabo, the support Sabo would make things a lot easier for sure. There are lots of times where I died against that Big Mom boss fight right at the end of the forest, and it was just very, very infuriating. So you guys are seeing here against the Dofi and Treble Coliseum. This is actually a pretty challenging one, because the thing is on the final boss fight, you get given normal attacks only, which means that, you can't use any health cutters or anything like that. But of course, now that we have access to the dual unit of Shirahoshi Mancherry, it's pretty awesome, because it's only 10 turns of normal attacks only, so you can just use their ability to remove that. Stage 4 here against Diamante and Pika is quite annoying because of that threshold that gets applied here, but once you get past the threshold, it's pretty self-explanatory, especially with the Shirahoshi Mancherry. The Garp that you guys are seeing there, Legend Garp, he is really good actually. I used him on this team. I also used him in the Training Forest as well. The fact that he's able to remove Special Bind and also do the health cut and also give you the chain lock, it makes things a lot easier when you're running Stampede Luffy teams. So he's a pretty key unit, I would say, for running Stampede Luffy teams. And another unit that's also a chain locker that was really good, I did use her in the previous clip you guys would have saw, the Stampede Kizuna Boa Hancock. Really good unit. She's able to, manipulate your orb so you get a full board of Dex and Psi, which of course Stampede Luffy will treat as beneficial. She unfortunately doesn't remove block orbs, which would have been really nice, but even still, that bow is really, really good. And then also with this team composition here, we're running a really odd type of team. We're running the Legend Usopp with Legend Katakuri to get the guaranteed conditional attack boost. Unfortunately, see here, we are unable to KO this Dofi and Treble here. If we did have that support Sabo, we would have been able to clear there. Also, I did activate my specials in the wrong order. I should have activated my health cut first with Garp before activating the Stampede Luffy and all that stuff. But either way, support Sabo would have been able to KO that Dofi Treble in one turn. So luckily, we do have the delayed effect there. The next bit of Coliseum you guys are seeing is against Coliseum Kid. Definitely one of the highest priority characters you should farm in the Coliseum. And Stampede Luffy goes to town, honestly. He just keeps going in and destroying the enemy. Another thing that I kind of realized as well is, if Stampede Luffy does not have a matching orb when he uses his special, his damage is cut significantly, because obviously with a matching orb you get 2 times attack, and it means that when you use his special ability to get the 2.5 times attack and the 2.5 times orb boost, obviously the 2.5 times orb boost is irrelevant at that point. So Stampede Luffy, when you use his special, if he doesn't have a matching orb, you can basically kiss your damage goodbye. It just will not provide you any damage output. So manipulating your orbs in the right circumstances is going to be very important when utilizing a character like this. I do actually love his special animation. I think they did a very fantastic job with doing that, and I just love the animation when you attack with Stampede Luffy. Normally I don't like characters that are more than a 4 combo hit in One Piece Treasure Cruise, because the attack animation at times can be really annoying to deal with, or the fact that it actually makes your runs a little slower. But Stampede Luffy's attack animation is pretty hard, not gonna lie. And I didn't get too many opportunities to show it off here, but one of the great things about Stampede Luffy, of course, is his inbuilt utility with his captain ability, being able to always resist 20 or 10 turns, depending on how many captains you have active here, of Despair and Paralysis is very, very good. And it means that, you know, certain effects aren't even required to bring on your team. You don't even need to bring certain characters, because you can inherently get around those abilities, which is very good. Saying that though, I do personally believe Stampede Luffy deserves a super evolution. You know, we got Bullet with a super evolution that improved his special, it improved his captain ability. I do think that Stampede Luffy kind of deserves a super evolution at this point, and I mean, I would love to see his multiplier go up to a 4.75 just like Bullet. I think that's completely fair, because Bullet has the ability to be super effective against everything, and then Stampede Luffy has the inbuilt utility mechanic of Despair and Paralysis removal. I think that'd be very, very fair. And for his special ability, I do think it would be nice if his attack and orb boost maybe got bumped up to 3 times or a 2.75 times, and then a guaranteed 1000 base stat boost every time you use the special, because as it is right now, you have to actually be above 20,000 HP in order to get that base attack of 1000, but I think it would be better if it's just whenever you use the special, you're guaranteed to get the 1000 base boost. That'd be pretty sick. I think a lot of people also would love the fact if, like, maybe if he's the captain, both captains get the boost. I think that'd be, like, super duper OP, considering how good his captain ability would be at that point. But either way, I do think he deserves a super evolution, just because Bullet got one, and I feel like Luffy's a little bit left out, in my opinion. Another really key thing that's really cool about Stampede Luffy is that he can be partnered up with a lot of good friend captains. Like Legend Kaido, for example, is fantastic for Stampede Luffy. I am using him as a sub on this team, and there's a pretty good reason why I'm doing that. You guys will see once we reach the stage with Cracker. He makes things a lot easier for that stage. But yeah, Kaido is a great friend captain for Stampede Luffy, hypothetically, if you don't own him yourself. Even Snake Man is a good friend captain, right? You can run a Snake Man and a Stampede Luffy friend, and that works really, really well, so you'll have some pretty useful abilities there, which is kind of cool. You could even run something like V2 Katakuri. That's another really cool example there as well. There are definitely a lot of options here, but most of the time I feel like, you know, Stampede Luffy can be run just by himself. You know, the way that he currently is right now with double Stampede Luffy, that is still very, very good. I just would prefer him to get some sort of super evolution to just enhance it a little bit, because yeah, the 4 times base boost is pretty good, and the 4.5 boost, you know, everything is really nice about him, but I just really would like something else to make him a little bit more enticing to be used, because as time goes on, I don't see myself using Stampede Luffy all that much as a captain, unless specifically the enemy that I'm going up against is an int character. Otherwise, I just feel like there are so many other captains that can clear content a little bit easier than what this guy is able to do, but that's just my personal opinion and the way that I've been using him so far. I do feel like he is a little bit more challenging to use against, you know, non-int enemies, but either way, he's still going to be a really good character to have in your character box with really nice utility, and can, like, a lot of characters can be used under this guy as well. You know, he boosts strength, dex, and psi. That's a large majority of the game, you know, give or take 60% of the characters in the game this guy can use, right? So that's really, really nice. But of course, the thing here is that this character is a Luffy character, and there are so many good Luffys in the game. So you do have to try and pick and choose which Luffy you want to use on your team, and the fact that, you know, if you are using Stampede Luffy, it definitely leaves out a lot of other great Luffy characters in the game. You still got Luffy and Law, you've still got like the upcoming Luffy and Zoro, Snake Man. You know, there's so many good Luffys in the game, and that's definitely one of the downsides to it. And a lot of people compare this guy to, you know, Douglas Bullet, who came out on his release. And the really good thing about Douglas Bullet in comparison is that, like, he is like one of 2 only Stampede Douglas Bullets in the game. And we now have the raid boss version. But the thing about, you know, the thing about that is you can run, you know, the Stampede Douglas Bullets as the captains, and you can still use Luffy characters as subs because there are so many Luffys in the game. So that's one of the big downsides to the character is, yeah, he's another Luffy, which does kind of suck. But there is positives to him being a Luffy, right? It means that he gets some of the greatest support abilities in the game. He'll get access to V1 Rayleigh. Hopefully we get that on Global soon. It's such a good support ability. Other stuff such as Ivankov. The Int Ivankov is really good because you can remove poison effects. There's lots of really good support abilities out there for Luffy. So yeah, that is also another pretty good positive to the unit. But there we go, guys. That is going to wrap up this video today. I really hope you guys enjoyed your time here checking out Stampede Luffy. I'm really happy that I finally have him now. So the only Sugo Fest exclusive that I am missing now is the newly debuted V3 Cruzan. So I'm really hoping I can get him in the future. We'll have to wait and see. So hopefully you guys enjoyed your time here, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the video today. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.